you guys are all doing well. Obviously, I am not a musician. I'm going to be doing some comedy. Don't worry, I'm going to be good. You guys look a little nervous. I'm going to be good, all right? I'm not going to be up here wasting your time. I'm just going to do a couple of jokes. You guys are going to lose your minds, not want to listen to music. I'm sorry for the musicians that I ruined your time. All right. You guys know that the music you listen to in your car affects your driving behavior? That is absolutely true. You listen to fast music, you're gonna want to drive fast. You listen to hip hop music, you want to do drive-bys. It's like I haven't gotten a speeding ticket in 9 years. That's because I listen to nothing but sad, depressing music. All right. Like you ride with me, you're gonna be listening to Adele nonstop. It's hard to get a speeding ticket if you're constantly like pulling over to the shoulder and weeping. I am 27. I always thought that by the time I was this age, bullying would stop. That's not the case. It's weird though, like it's evolved, it's caught up with me. When I was younger, people would make fun of me for like not having the right shoes. Be like, ha ha ha, David doesn't have Jordans, he's poor, ha ha ha. But now I'm 27, it's like, ha ha ha, David doesn't have health insurance, he's poor, ha ha ha. It's like I can never win with these people. 27 is a weird age. There's a lot of pressure to get married, have children. I miss the days when people would pressure me to have sex and do drugs. That was like a more fun time. You know. I find like just right now, it would be more destructive if I have a child than if I were a drug addict. Just like it's less expensive. I feel it would have been less expensive. I would age better. Have you seen parents? They do not age well. They look like the president after like 5 years in office. They have like the brains of offensive linemen. It's terrible. It's permanent. Parenting is permanent. Like there's no rehab for parenthood. You just can't do like a program to get better. You just I just wish that people would just lay off with the whole getting married, having kids things, just for a little bit. Like there should be a DARE program. Where's that? Help me out a little bit, or like a truth campaign. Just so like if someone be like, hey, when are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna commit to me? I'd be like, no means no. All right. I just think that it doesn't make sense to be pressured. Like that pressure, it doesn't make sense to me right now. Like there hasn't been a good reason to get married since like the Middle Ages. I think. Like back then it made sense, like if you were in the Middle Ages, more than likely you would have been a peasant, you would have been starving, and you would have been married off because hey, you get a goat, chicken, feed your family, right? Or if you were a loved one, you would have been like royalty, and the king of Prussia would have been trying to invade your kingdom, and your dad would have to marry you off, so like the king of Prussia would chop off everybody's head. That makes sense, it's like, hey, you have to spare the kingdom. I know you're only 14. You have to marry this 36-year-old psychopath. I'm sorry for that, but it's like it just doesn't make the pressure now. It's like I think the main reason people are wanting to get married now is because they don't want to end up alone, and that's not the same as some king of Prussia trying to chop off everybody's heads. I'll finish that better some other time. Don't worry. Real quick, do you think the people upstairs can hear us? No, they can. That's awesome. If you can hear me, can you like let me know somehow? You by the window, stop putting so much sugar in your coffee. It's not good for you. All right, I'm gonna leave you guys with just a little bit more, and then go back to all these wonderful, talented musicians. Again, 27, been going to a lot of weddings. That's annoying. Stop it. I'm broke. I'm broke because I keep going to these things. No one told me it was going to be so expensive to be happy for people. I wish I did. It's outrageous. Money didn't buy happiness. Apparently, registries will say otherwise. I'm at a point where I do not like bachelor parties anymore. It's the worst thing in the world. If you're a guy, don't have a bachelor party. All right, don't do it. A bachelor party is nothing but a sweet 16 but for douchebags. It is. It's the worst. All right, like there's nothing I dread more than when the best man comes up and he's like, "Mike's getting married." coffee, flying out to Vegas, put them in a suite, get them drugs, gambling, the whole nine. It's like, when did Mike get put on a Make-A-Wish Foundation? Like, what has he done to deserve anything? He's getting married, all right? And I hate what I hate about bachelor parties the most is this idea that it's a guy's last hurrah. Like, this is the last day of my bachelorhood. I'm never gonna be free and responsible ever again, and blah, blah, blah. You romanticize what being a bachelor is, all right? Being single for a guy isn't about going to the clubs, popping bottles, meeting girls. You know what single guys do with all their time? They're alone, that's it, all right? If you're single, you're just alone. And so a bachelor party should be the celebration of the fact that you're never gonna be lonely again. That's what it should be. So my bachelor party is gonna be just the most depressing spectacle of solitude one can imagine. It's just gonna be me in a tub crying with a handgun, listening to Taylor Swift, drug testing my ex-girlfriend because I don't think I could do that after I'm married. My wife wouldn't like that at all. All right, thank you very much, everybody.